Nvidia will invest $100 billion in OpenAI to build the world's most advanced data centers. Not just any data centers. As Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, put it, this is the biggest AI infrastructure project in history. Building this infrastructure is critical to everything we want to do, Altman said. This is the fuel that we need to drive improvement, drive better models, drive revenue, drive everything. This is the scale of the Nvidia OpenAI deal, and today we'll break it down into 10 things you need to know. Let's start with number one, the news. Nvidia announced a $100 billion investment in OpenAI to build 10 gigawatts of AI data centers, what they call AI factories. They've signed a letter of intent to build giant compute clusters powered by millions of GPUs with the goal to provide enough compute power to train the next generation of frontier AI models and serve billions of users. At number two, Nvidia gets a stake in OpenAI. Now Nvidia isn't just selling GPUs, it's also investing. It becomes OpenAI's largest hardware partner and also becomes an equity investor, but with non-voting shares. The Financial Times reports that this would roughly give Nvidia about 2% equity at OpenAI's $500 billion valuation. Meanwhile, OpenAI will use the funding to buy Nvidia's own chips at scale, a true cash for compute loop. The $100 billion is going to be a step-by-step investment. This isn't one giant check. Nvidia will invest in phases. Each gigawatt of compute capacity triggers the next round of funding. The first gigawatt comes online at the end of 2026. That single gigawatt alone will cost around $10 billion and power hundreds of thousands of GPUs. Enough to train frontier AI models, serve hundreds of millions of users, and fuel breakthroughs from drug discovery to global scale education. Beyond the first gigawatt, the timeline is open-ended. Industry analysts say it would take 5 to 8 years to reach the full 10 gigawatt, but officially it's just described as a multi-year rollout. At number 4, everything starts with compute, said Sam Altman. Compute infrastructure will be the basis for the economy of the future, and we will utilize what we're building with Nvidia to create new AI breakthroughs and empower people and businesses with them at scale. Today, OpenAI runs on hundreds of thousands of GPUs, but Altman has a bigger vision, 100 million GPUs. On X, he hinted they'll cross well over 1 million GPUs by the end of this year. To get there, OpenAI now has 3 mega infrastructure projects in play. Stargate with Oracle, SoftBank, and MGX worth up to $500 billion, providing an additional 4.5 gigawatt of capacity. The Nvidia partnership, $100 billion for 10 gigawatt capacity. And of course, its long-standing partnership with Microsoft Azure, still the backbone for enterprise deployments. Altman's GPU dream is no longer science fiction. The pieces are falling into place. At number 5, Nvidia as preferred partner. Sam Altman made it clear there's no partner but Nvidia that can do this at this kind of scale. OpenAI has named Nvidia its preferred hardware and networking partner. That means the two will co-optimize hardware and software roadmaps, tailoring Nvidia chips for OpenAI's next models. At number 6, what we're wondering, what's Microsoft's role? It's still central, but no longer alone. Microsoft has been the backbone of OpenAI's infrastructure. Azure's supercomputers train the biggest models. The OpenAI APIs run exclusively on Azure, and Microsoft has embedded OpenAI into Copilot, into GitHub, and Office. But the $100 billion Nvidia deal and the $300 billion Stargate Oracle build-out means Microsoft is no longer the sole gatekeeper. It remains central, but the future of OpenAI is now a multi-partner ecosystem. At number 7, let's talk about the market response. It's been wildly positive. Wall Street loved the announcement. Nvidia stock jumped 4 to 5%. Oracle surged more than 6%. Analysts are calling this a long-term win, reinforcing Nvidia's dominance in AI hardware. Investors see this as a deal that locks Nvidia even deeper into the AI boom. At number 8, what are the implications for the global AI race? Export controls already restrict Nvidia chips from entering China, forcing rivals to build local fabs and supercomputers. Against that backdrop, this deal supercharges America's lead in AI infrastructure. At number 9, the Nvidia chokehold. Chips are still scarce. Even with 100 billion invested, one bottleneck remains: GPU scarcity. Nvidia chips are the most in-demand products in tech. Supply is capped, demand is exploding, and export bans make it worse. Yes, OpenAI probably will get priority, but scarcity itself is Nvidia's power. Even with special status, OpenAI might be still waiting, because in the AI race, the bottleneck isn't just money, it's chips. And number 10, this is just the beginning. That's what Jensen Huang said. The $100 billion deal is only phase 1 of a global AI infrastructure build-up. Huang calls it the industrial revolution of intelligence, the shift that moves AI from labs into the real economy. And if this is just the beginning, the AI race is about to accelerate faster than anyone imagined. In a single stroke, Nvidia and OpenAI have redrawn the AI map. $100 billion committed, 10 gigawatts planned, millions of GPU, and the future of AI infrastructure running through a handful of partners. This isn't about faster chatbots. It's about who controls the factories of intelligence, the compute power that will define medicine, science, education, and national security for decades to come. The AI industrial revolution has begun, and the question now isn't if it will reshape the world, but who will own the keys to that future.